Hey YouTubers, Grimmy Dragon here, and once again it's review time. We're continuing our look at the Technobots with the Computron run part 4. And part 4 is actually going to be of Nosecone here, who is quite an extensive retool of Rook. And he is a really nice retool. I do like this. Going from that SWAT vehicle to this awesome looking drill tank. It's amazing. I mean, it is simply amazing how much of a retool this is. And yet, it's not as much as it looks. We can just pop this off. The hand-foot gun. You know the drill with that by now. But yeah, it's quite impressive that, you know, for all the change in the look, there's actually very little swapped in. Now, get to that later, but yeah, we got this other gun that he has. It's just his regular gun. But yeah, the drill tank looks amazing. We got two little guns on the side. You got this gigantic drill that actually does rotate. It's a little stiff at first, and there is a detent in there, so it's going to hold position. And it's got a nice pointy tip. Ow! 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 Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's got a spring-loaded tip, so yeah, no worries about actually impaling yourself on it. This will go in, no worries. I had to check on that. Oh boy. Yeah, but yeah, it is a nice drill. Looks great. And I do like this more. Now, we'll bring in Rook for comparisons. Just back this up a bit. As I was saying, this isn't. The retooling is surprisingly minimal for this. You know, they switched out the wheels for treads, but they didn't have to switch out the actual leg parts. Like, those are the same. And, you know, they also switched out the assembly for this, which is quite impressive. I'd say this is actually less of a retool than Hound and Swindle, because that one they really went all out for. This one, you know, it's just a couple add parts. You know, they just swapped out the like this assembly and the wheels. Everything else is, well, and the head. Everything else is pretty much the same as Rook, and that is quite impressive. Now, Hasbro was going to do something a little different for Nosecone. Hasbro decided to go with a retool, like a Brawl, who had a tiny little drill that would come out of this end. You know, instead of the gun that had the drill. You know, if you saw pictures of Ram Horn, you knew what you were getting. So, yeah, this is actually quite the nice alternate form for. I think this is a lot better than what this would have been, or what it is. I just didn't get the Computron for the US version. You know, I didn't get the Hasbro version, I just went with Takara. But anyway, yeah, this is a really cool looking drill tank. I do like it. I like the cartoon accurate color scheme, and I think this is a great one. But we gotta get him into robot mode and see how he looks there. Okay, so here we have Nosecone in his robot mode, looking quite nice. And that Rook mold really does him justice, and you know it fits quite well. Not perfectly. I mean, it doesn't fit every aspect of the original Nosecone, but it's kind of hard to match up to that one perfectly. Especially since this is a retool of another character altogether. But I think Takara did a wonderful job with him. Now, as you can see, he's a nice mix of brown, yellow, and some white. So it works. It works quite well. And you got some different shades of yellow, different shades of brown. He's really well painted. Although the paint apps are rather sparse on this form. You got a couple on the waist, a couple on his hands, and a couple on his toes. And of course the head's painted fully. So yeah, you gotta have that. But for what little paint is there is plenty of color variance in the plastic colors. And that works great. I do like that. I mean, you know, it helps that he does have some color variance, and I'm glad that it's there. But anyway, getting a look at that head sculpt. Oops. Back up. Come on, just focus. Focus, please. Yeah, there we go. Thought I had it. Ah, here we go. Yeah, sorry, camera doesn't want to focus too easily. But, yeah, that head sculpt looks pretty good. A very stern face. The eyes are quite inset, though. And it makes his cheeks a little noticeable. So, well, in a way that's not really becoming, unfortunately. But other than that, it still looks really good. I do like the head sculpt. It's unique. And, of course, it's well painted. You gotta love that. Now, let's just get into articulation real quick. So we got a ball-jointed head. Plenty of movement there. Like a little up and down, left and right. So do a little wiggle waggle. Got ball-jointed shoulders. The transformation joint allows him to kind of butterfly a bit, but only backwards. He does have a bicep swivel. A nice elbow joint. Nothing at the wrist. He does have a waist joint. Ball jointed hips. Thigh swivel. 90-degree at the knee. And ankle pivots. So yeah, they actually gave him some ankle pivots, which is great. It's going to let him get some nice wide stances. Do some serious gun posing, which is great. Do like that. Okay, and you know, before we get into the real fun part about Nosecone, because he's got some nice features, let's get a quick comparison in with him with Rook, who he was remolded from. And honestly, in robot mode, it's quite obvious that they share a lot of parts. I mean, there's only like only 2 or 3 parts that changed with them. They swapped out the wheels on Rook for tank treads, and they shifted this backpack for this backpack. And the rest is all the same. Oh, and the heads are different too. Okay, but yeah, quite a lot done with only a few parts swapped. That is impressive. But yeah, let's get to the fun part about Nosecone here. And that's the fact that he's armed to the teeth. I mean, he almost has more weapons than Impactor. And that's quite crazy. I kind of wish Impactor was repainted from Nosecone instead of directly from Rook. But in any case, you do have these little guns, and they just peg into his shoulder, to his arms. Again, keeping with that dual wielding. Of course, you can always use the hands themselves as guns because they look like big cannons. That's pretty cool. You can actually put these into his shoulders for storage. Now, if those 2 guns weren't enough for you, he does come with a bigger one. And this is a single. So, yeah, he's got a single gun. He can dual wield, but he doesn't have to, which is pretty cool. He also has the hand-foot gun that came with Rook, and you can plug it in to give him a Hulk hand. Heck, you can plug in a hand-foot gun from any of the other Technobots that came in this set and really give him Hulk hands. Always gotta love that. But there's one more thing we can put on him. And that's the drill. Yes. So now your Nosecone can pierce the heavens. Which is pretty cool. And it's a nice sized drill for a weapon. So yeah, you can do a lot of punching with that. And that's a lot better of a drill than what came with Ramhorn and the Hasbro Nosecone. So, happy with that. Oop. Oh yeah. And the peg is on a hinge. So you can use it with whatever you need to. But all in all, Nosecone is a wonderful figure. And the Rook mold is always good. It is a very strong mold, and I do love it. So obviously this is going to be a win for me. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please tune in next time as we look at the last member of the team, Strafe, who is using a mold we never got in the States. So that's going to be something to see. Anyway, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. So until then, goodbye out there, whatever you are.